The year's 2013. I was just a young boy. I'd say I was about 8 or 9 years old, and I was really into video games. Minecraft, Castle Clashers, and so many other games. But there was one game that just stood out from all the others. One game that literally changed my life forever. When I first played it, I didn't know what to expect, but when I was done, I knew that that game had changed my life. And what game am I talking about? I'm talking about The Last of Us. It was just the story, the gameplay, it was groundbreaking. It was amazing. I've never seen anything like it in my life. It was an incredible, intense horror game with an amazing story and characters that you loved so much that you just felt like you connected with them on a personal level. Joel, a badass man who would do anything to protect what he loves. And Ellie, a young girl born in the midst of hell, slowly becoming more comfortable with the world and the people around her. And that's just what's so special about it. At first they don't get along, and slowly over the course of the game, you can see them slowly start to feel more for each other. And the connection between them just grows. It's just what makes the game so lovable. And then, The Last of Us 2. We didn't think it would happen, but the long wait that we waited for it, and it came out. I was so excited to play it. I didn't know what would happen, and then I finished it, and I didn't have the same feeling at all of when I finished the first game.
Fuck.
I felt anger and sadness, not because that's what the game was supposed to make me feel, but because I waited years for it to be garbage. Are you I waited so long. I'd say half my life, 7.5 years, and I'm just 15. I waited that long for the game to just shit in my mouth. So many years just for it to take what you loved and crush it beneath its dirty combat boots. Now in this video, I'm not going to be explaining the entire plot of the game, just mostly the parts that are important and most infuriating. Now don't get me wrong, the gameplay is amazing, the graphics are incredible, and everything plays out super smooth. You can do a lot more. It was just groundbreaking. But none of that matters. None of that matters when the story is just bad. But Neil Druckmann, or as I like to call him, Neil Cuckman, decides to add this one stupid piece of garbage to the game, which wasn't needed at all in the first place. Abby. Some ugly, buff, stupid Fiona from Shrek built looking... I just can't explain the hate I have for this character. And you want to know why? Joel, the man you love so much for being such an amazing, unlovable character, is beaten to death in front of Ellie's very eyes by Abby. You kill off one of the most amazing, iconic characters right in front of your eyes. The most amazing, iconic character in video game history. Joel Miller, murdered in front of you, beaten, tortured.
Joel, please get up!
But that just gave the game a purpose, I thought. I thought the whole game would just be Ellie and Deena, Ellie's girlfriend, basically, hunting down the group that killed Joel. And they really make you think it's gonna be that way. But it's really not. So let's start from here. Joel has just been killed, and Ellie's mission is to slowly hunt down Abby and redeem Joel for his death. So you head out, not knowing what journeys lay ahead of you. Still excited because you don't know that this game is still going to be garbage. It was wrong for them to kill Joel, but your still innocent mind doesn't know that this game is still terrible. So she ends up running into a wolf base. Wolf, which is spelled WLF, is the main enemy group in this game. As the group that killed Joel, they were all a part of Wolf. So you go into the base and find one of the members of the Joel murder group dead. That's what I'm just going to be calling him, the Joel murder group. And you can only assume that it's Tommy who killed him, because he's also searching for justice too, of course. And with that, that's one member down. Then you come across another wolf-infested base, just for them to blow up your horse and take Ellie hostage. You wake up in front of a very recognizable man that you know is from the group that killed Joel because of the slash mark on his face that you gave him earlier. And this fills you with hope, because you know you're not about to die this quick. There's no way. So you know that you're about to fuck their shit up, which is exactly what happens. Thanks, Deena. And boom, that's 2 down. Next up on the kill list is Leia, another girl that was a part of the group that killed Joel, and she's the best bet for finding information about Abby and the rest of the evil group. But you find Leia dead with a strange amount of arrows in her body, which will be explained later. So it takes away the revenge for Leia. But anyway, it still counts, so 3 down. But you find her bag containing pictures and names of the group, and she knows who the one who killed Joel was, Abby. So now you have another lead to go off of, which is finding another girl named Nora. But before the day ends, after traveling in spore-infested areas, Ellie's mask breaks, and it is revealed to Deena that Ellie is actually immune.
Here, we can share mine.
No! Don't take it! Stop! Ellie, stop! Ellie, stop! What? No! Ellie, no! Stop! I'm not infected. I'm immune.
She did mention it to Deena earlier, but she didn't pay attention because, of course, she wouldn't believe her. And after all the running from infected and clickers and shit, they take cover in the nearest building, which is some museum, because they're both exhausted. And especially Deena, because it's revealed that Deena is
Pregnant.
Bruh.
with her old boyfriend Jesse, which I forgot to mention because he really isn't that important. And this is a big problem because it makes you have to play most of this game alone as Ellie. Before the next day ends, we get to see a really cute Joel and Ellie scene from 3 years earlier. I'm very glad that they added this in. It's so cute. It shows Ellie's innocent side. It shows her still young, still a teenager with Joel, and you can just really see their connection. It just makes you happy, but it also makes you sad. Because Joel's dead. Also, some random ass boar attacks you and it scared the shit out of me. Seattle Day 2 starts, and your goal is to make it to the hospital, which is quite far from you, so you can find, kill, and get info from Nora. Info about where Abby and her stupid friends are hiding out. And not much really happens in between, so I'll just get right to that Nora scene, which in my opinion is very satisfying. You have to end up chasing her throughout most of the hospital, which is really cool. Once you catch up to her, she's in like spore-infested area, and you know she's done for because she's not immune like me. Nora isn't willing to give out information on Abby because she knows she's dead anyways. But then Ellie says this.
Because I can make it quick. Or I can make it so much worse.
And then she does this. They don't show what happens next, but you can tell from Ellie's face when she comes back that she definitely got information in any way she could. So after that, you return back to the museum as you do at the end of every Seattle Day. And it usually also plays a flashback, but this time it's not as sweet as the first one. This shows what Ellie and Joel's relationship had become over the years. As you know from the first game, Joel kept it a secret from Ellie that there was a cure to make people immune from spores and bites, etc. But it would kill her in the process. Joel couldn't let her die because he'd rather save his world than save the whole world. But this cutscene reveals that Ellie had found out the truth, and then
I'll go back. But we're done.
it was really sad because probably never got a good proper goodbye. And that's just another fuck you that this game is giving to you. Seattle Day 3. Ellie and Jesse made a plan that they would try to drop Deena back off, but they'd have to find Tommy first because they think he's in danger. But then, Ellie finds out that Abby and her other friends are possibly hiding out in an aquarium on the coast of Seattle. So she splits up with Jesse because Jesse's main goal is to get Deena out of there and find Tommy. So she makes it to the aquarium to find out that Abby isn't there, but Owen and Mel, both two bigger parts of the Joel murder group. She tries to get questions from them, but Owen makes a move on Ellie, unfortunately killing Owen in the process, and taking away hope for information on Abby from Owen. She was so filled with rage that she was also quick to kill Mel as well. Hey, that rhymed. But anyway, 6 down, only 1 left. After Ellie kills Mel, she finds out that Mel was pregnant, and she starts to feel some mad guilt about it, and she forgot to pick the map up. And on that map contained exactly where Ellie's location was. And then Abby returned back to the aquarium, found the map, and we didn't even know until Abby shows up at the museum on Seattle Day 4. Seattle Day 4 starts without a Seattle Day 4 Title screen. Ellie wakes up next to Deena, and she goes out to talk to Tommy and Jesse about their plans and junk. And then Tommy leaves the room a little bit later. A little bit later, you can hear Tommy start to struggle. So you go out, and then this happens.
What you say? That you only meant well, 'cause you did.
You're face to face with Abby at gunpoint, not knowing what's about to happen next. And then it goes dark. And this is where the game goes to shit. But before the game completely goes to shit, we get to play as young Abby, which reveals the grudge between Joel and Abby, or basically the grudge Abby had on Joel. Apparently, the doctor that Joel killed was Abby's dad, and basically she just went nuts and devoted her whole worthless life to hunting Joel down. I mean, in her defense, he didn't have to go ape shit on all the doctors, but that is the only time I'm going to defend Abby in this video. So after this cutscene is over, you assume that you're gonna go back to playing as Ellie, right? But oh boy, is that wrong. It switches back to Abby. Again! At first I thought it was just a quick temporary thing until I picked up a gear. I looked up how long you played as Abby, and my hope for the game hit the ground harder than Abby's stupid dead dad. You have to play Seattle Day 1, 2, and 3 as Abby, and it takes around 15 fucking hours. I'm barely gonna talk about her playthrough, but it just pisses me off how she just gets a better playthrough. She gets like much better guns than Ellie did, a much cooler story, and it's just so dumb. But the worst part is that they try so hard to make you feel sympathy and love for Abby. But oh boy, is it too late. It's way too late for that, Neil. Basically, she meets these two kids, Yara and Liv, who used to be a part of the Scars, some weird religious cult. But basically, Yara gets her arm smacked, amputated, and then she dies. But Liv survives throughout the rest of the playthrough. But one really cool thing about Abby's playthrough is the rat king. A huge infected thing that is basically just a bunch of clickers and stalkers and infected, just all bunched together. It wasn't that hard to kill, but I'm not gonna lie, it was pretty sick. Also, before day 3 ends, there's this one mini-boss guy who just wouldn't die. It was mad annoying. Basically, Abby finds her homies dead and has a little cry, boo-hoo, poor Abby. And then we're back at where we left off with Ellie. And it only took like 20 hours. But this is about the worst fucking part of the game. You think you have to switch back to Ellie, but you have to beat the shit out of Ellie as Abby, as if anyone in the goddamn world would want that shit. So she fucking kills Jesse, shoots Tommy's eye out, and almost kills Deena and the baby inside of her. And we're still supposed to be on her side? That's really funny, Neil. You're a real funny guy. After that, it switches to the happy future of Deena and Ellie. They have a little baby and everything seems fine. But I still wasn't happy, because Abby is still fucking breathing. But anyway, you head outside and see some huge hanging sheep balls, which kind of made me feel better, I'm not gonna lie. But it turns out Ellie has some messed up ass PTSD, and she tells Deena that she needs to go out and finish the job, which makes me happy, because I thought we would finally get what we want. But just you wait, man. Just you wait. Abby gets kidnapped and is made a slave by some dudes. We're just gonna ignore it. Is made a slave by some dudes. I forgot their names because I couldn't really care less anymore. And Ellie gets caught in a tree and then she does the most badass shit ever. I will admit, I love this part so much.
Yeah, funny, right? It's funny. Seriously?
So skip ahead like 3 hours later and you finally find Abby. And she looks messed up, but Ellie cuts her down? Like, why? And they're about to escape, and then Ellie says this.
I can't let you leave.
Face off!
Fight! finally get the redemption and the revenge that you've been waiting for. And then... And yeah. After that, I kinda just broke down into a great depression. But it's not even over yet. Ellie returns home and guess what? It's completely empty. No note, no Deena, no baby, no hope. It just makes you so sad. And then they try to make you even more sad by revealing that Ellie had forgave Joel for saving her the night before he was killed. Just to make it an even worse ending. Bruh. And then yeah, it's over. It ends right there. No happy ending. No cool redemption, just an emptiness in your soul. I don't even want to keep talking about this anymore. So I'm literally just gonna go end it here. I'm just gonna go refresh my mind by just replaying the first game and just see if I'm just gonna try and see if I can completely forget about this. Men in Black, wipe that shit out my brain. If you made it this far in the video, you're the realest one I goddamn know. And you don't need to do anything to support this channel. Just do not buy Last of Us.